What if I told you that a father spent 7 years planning the perfect surprise for his daughter? What started as a crazy idea when she was just a baby became one of the most heartwarming treasure hunts ever captured on video. This is the story of Peter Kay and his daughter Emerson, and how one man's dedication created a moment that would be viewed by millions around the world. It all started when Emerson was still in diapers. Peter Kay had a wild idea. What if he could create a real treasure hunt for his daughter? Not just any treasure hunt, but one that would make her feel like she was living in an adventure movie. So he began planning. For 7 long years, he kept a secret, waiting for the perfect moment to set his plan in motion. Peter knew that patience would be key. He couldn't just hand his daughter a treasure map. That would be too obvious. Instead, he needed to make the discovery feel completely natural and exciting. So he waited and he planned and he prepared everything down to the smallest detail. When Emerson turned 6, Peter decided it was time. One ordinary day, his daughter asked him for some pocket money. Instead of simply giving it to her, Peter saw his opportunity. He told her she could earn it by cleaning out an old, dusty window box that hadn't been touched in years. What Emerson didn't know was that her father had carefully planted something special inside that box. As the little girl walked into her bedroom, her father, mother, and grandmother followed behind, cameras ready. When Emerson opened the window box, she immediately noticed how dark it was inside. Reaching in, she expected to find loose change, but her fingers touched something cold and metallic instead. She pulled out a doorknob. Then her fingers found something different, a piece of paper covered in dust. As she carefully pulled it out, everyone in the room gasped. Her grandmother's eyes went wide. It was a treasure map. Emerson's father pretended to be just as shocked as everyone else, playing his part perfectly. They carefully placed the dusty map on top of the window box lid to get a better look. Almost immediately, Emerson spotted an X on the map and shouted with excitement, "Secret room! Treasure map!" But what made everyone truly amazed was the address written on the map. It was their own home address. The map indicated there was a hidden door somewhere in the house. Peter suggested they check upstairs, and Emerson eagerly agreed. They spread the map on the floor at the top of the stairs, studying it carefully. After examining the clues, Emerson was convinced she knew where the hidden door was located. She ran off confidently but returned moments later, unsuccessful in her search. That's when her father gently guided her in the right direction. "I think the hidden door might be in your bedroom," Peter suggested. "Let's take the map there and have another look." In Emerson's bedroom, she sat on her bed, map in hand, studying every detail. "It's weird that there's been a hidden door in my room this whole time," she said, looking around with new eyes. Then she noticed something. The wood paneling on the wall next to her dresser looked different somehow. She walked over and began tapping on it with her small fists. Tap, tap, tap. And then she heard it. A hollow sound that was completely different from the solid wall around it. "Here," she giggled with excitement. "It sounds hollow," Peter joined in, tapping on the wall and pretending to be amazed by the discovery. When Emerson asked how they were going to get inside, she had a bold suggestion. "We should cut into the wall." Her mother wasn't thrilled with the idea, but Peter agreed. If there really was a hidden room, there had to be something valuable inside. Emerson spread her arms wide and declared there must be lots of treasure, maybe even $150,000. Peter returned with an electric cutting tool while Emerson put on headphones to protect her ears from the noise. Her mother and grandmother documented every moment with their cameras, not knowing they were witnessing the culmination of a 7-year plan. After carefully cutting into the wall, Peter created a flap that could be pulled away. "Okay, Emerson, you can pull it now," he said. The little girl grabbed the cut section and tugged. As it came away, she peered inside and saw something blue in the darkness. With her father's help, they removed the wall section completely, revealing a hole just big enough for a child to crawl through. The moment of truth. Emerson stuck her head through the opening, and her heart sank. "There's no treasure," she said, disappointed. But Peter encouraged her to crawl inside and explore. "Come on, it's pretty cool that there's a secret room behind your bedroom wall." Reluctantly, Emerson squeezed through the hole. "It's yucky in here," she called out. But then, in the dim light, something caught her eye. There, on the floor of the secret room, was a small treasure chest. Emerson's disappointment instantly transformed into pure joy. She opened the tiny box and squealed with excitement. "It's mine!" Inside the miniature treasure chest was an assortment of jewelry and coins, but one item had a special message written on it. Peter asked her to read it aloud. "I love you," Emerson read, her voice filled with wonder. She also found what she thought was money, but quickly realized they were actually coin earrings. Peter played along, calling them pirate earrings and suggesting that pirates had turned the coins into jewelry. What Emerson didn't know was that every single moment had been carefully orchestrated by her father. 7 years earlier, when she was just a baby, Peter had sealed off a small section behind her bedroom wall and placed the treasure chest inside. He had created the fake treasure map, planted the doorknobs and tools in the window box, and waited patiently for the perfect moment to set his plan in motion. The hollow sound in the wall, the mysterious clues, even the suggestion to ask for pocket money, it had all been part of Peter's elaborate scheme to give his daughter the adventure of a lifetime. Peter documented the entire experience and posted it on YouTube on July 11, 2013. The video quickly went viral, accumulating over 9 million views and touching hearts around the world. Comments poured in from parents inspired by Peter's creativity and dedication, calling him the coolest dad ever. Today, Emerson is no longer the little 6-year-old who crawled through a hole in her bedroom wall. She's grown into an accomplished young woman who still enjoys spending time with her father and grandmother, Phyllis. The family continues to share their adventures, and Emerson has found success in competitive swimming, even becoming an age champion just after her 11th birthday in 2017. As Peter proudly posted on social media, he considers himself world's best dad, 10 years running. This story reminds us that the most precious gifts aren't always the most expensive ones. Sometimes, the greatest treasure is the time, thought, and love that goes into creating a memory that will last forever. Peter Kay didn't just give his daughter a treasure chest filled with coins and jewelry. He gave her a story she'll tell for the rest of her life, a memory of feeling like the hero of her own adventure, and the knowledge that her father loved her enough to spend 7 years planning the perfect surprise. In a world where we're often too busy for grand gestures, Peter's story shows us the magic that's possible when we take the time to create something truly special for the people we love. The real treasure wasn't hidden behind the wall. It was the love of a father who wanted to make his daughter's childhood absolutely unforgettable.